Good evening, everybody. Hope you had a good start to your week. Monday Morning Quarterback, episode 78, coming at you live, and kind of an open forum tonight. So, didn't really have a topic planned. I was out of town over the weekend, so figured we hadn't done an open forum in a little bit. And with everybody's season winding down, there should be plenty of questions. With the new Pit Logic release last week, there should be some questions on that. So, fire away at questions when you're ready, and I will just ramble on until we see some questions. It's Super Sale Week at CSI, so that's always a big and exciting week here. So Thursday through Sunday, we do it once a year as our customer appreciation sale. I think this is our 5th year doing it. And it's really the only time of year that we put everything on sale. So don't miss that Thursday to Sunday. We've got some new apparel showing up tomorrow, so we'll have that loaded on the website so you can get some fresh gear discounted as well while you're purchasing whatever else you need. So everything from springs, torsion bars, shock packages, everything is available, and we have some other cool things we're going to offer during the super sale. So stay tuned to our social media channels for that. We also have our trade-in program still going on. If you've got some shocks you're wanting to trade in, so any brand, any condition, or if you have CSI shocks that you're wanting to maybe upgrade to a new package or just get a fresh package, email pictures of what you want to trade along with the new package you're interested in to me, Garrett, Garrett, at csishocks.com. And we'll get you a quote, and we can get that rolling for you. So during the super sale, you'll see quite a bit of used shock packages available on the website. Shocks that we've used for testing, or shocks that have come on trade that we've freshened up and kind of put our valvings and everything in. So a lot of quarter midget shocks, a lot of wing sprint car shocks. We might have a midget package or two. Currently, I think we're sold out of non-wing used shock packages. So, T-Bone is not in the house here at the shop, but I think he's tuned in, Ryan. And Heath, we're always operating in full send, as Hudson and Colin and all the quarter midget kids would say, operate it in full send. So if you have questions, go ahead and fire away. More than happy to answer those for you. No racing for me last weekend, or this weekend actually. Couple weeks off there. Believe we're going to head to Springfield for the indoor quarter midget race the first week in November. So we'll probably shoot over there with our support trailer. And then we might hit that 2 weeks in a row. It kind of depends on how things play out. And then we're going to shoot out west for Western World, Hangtown 100, Bakersfield, and then the Winter National Quarter Midget Race in Las Vegas. And then we'll be back for PRI. So kind of finalizing some of our PRI stuff now and trying to get booth in order and catalogs ordered and all that end of the year fun stuff. So Carl Crawford, hello from Central New York. Cool. So Carl's kids both picked up wins in the microds. For those of you who don't know what microds are, it's kind of like a cross between a quarter midget and like a mini mod maybe. So they're kind of unique. Carl could probably comment on it a little bit more, but I think they just race them up there in the upper Northeast, and they race them on quarter midget type tracks. So we've done shocks for him and a couple other microd guys, so that's cool to see you guys running well. Curtis Pepe joined in. He's from the Northeast as well, builder of the Storm chassis. So we're happy to be working with those guys. Got a lot of fast kids using Storm chassis and CSI shocks this year. So cool relationship that's blossomed this year for us. We're really working hard to kind of build our quarter midget program back up, as that's just been a stepping stone for us to work with those folks through micros and on up. It's crazy this past week to see Chase Randall in a sprint car. So that's a kid we started building quarter midget shocks for when he was 5, and 10 years later, he's in a sprint car, and so he's been with CSI since the very beginning. Built shocks for his dad's micro and sprint car before that. So really cool to see the kids move up through the ranks and be able to work with them along the way. So we certainly enjoy that part of it. Kenny Ramirez's daughter took the win in the championship in senior Honda and senior Animal at American Quarter Midget Club, which is out in California, and got a track record. So awesome. Congratulations, Kenny, on the success out west. Kenny, are you going to Las Vegas? We'll be out in Las Vegas, and I enjoy that race every year. The Good Times Quarter Midget Club from Madera does an excellent job putting that race on, and it's the only chance for us to see some of those West Coast quarter midget customers who maybe don't travel out for Brickyard. So it's always great to see those folks, and I'm looking forward to going to Phoenix. I haven't been to Phoenix for a race since 2009 or 2010. I went out to the Western World when it was non-wing 360s and wing ASCS 360s. Went out there, and our guy Johnny Herrera won. And I flew out and rode back with, it was 2010. I flew out and I rode back with Sean Buckley, Jack Slash. And that was quite a ride. Two big guys in a small car from Phoenix all the way back to Indy. But it was good times, a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to getting back to Phoenix and seeing a bunch of our customers. We got a lot of good customers that run there in the Phoenix area in sprint cars and micros, so that should be fun. So a little more information on the microds. Carl says 4 clubs in New York run them. So yeah, they're pretty interesting. You have to Google a microd. Carl might have been one of the first guys to call us wanting some shocks for that, and I had to Google it and YouTube it to kind of see what they were and determine what we needed to build, really, because I'd never seen one. Zach Kriegel, what setup changes for Vegas Junior Novice? I can't tell you that because my kid's racing Junior Novice there. No, I'm just kidding. Where are you going from? If you're going from a bank track to Vegas, the flat track, I can definitely give you some pointers. Zach, what's your home track like, and what are we going to be transitioning from, and I can help you with those changes. Oh, go-karts. Yeah, go-karts don't have shocks, so I'm against go-karts and outlaw karts. Just kidding. I actually raced both as a kid growing up, go-karts and outlaw karts, and learned a lot, and they're really cool race cars. They just don't use shocks. So when Hudson says he wants an outlaw kart or a go-kart, I just have to tell him, no, sorry, they don't have shocks. Daddy's going to racetracks that have shocks. So Zach, I'm going to assume you're going from a bank track to flat track parking lot. And so typically you'll have to flatten out your ride heights. You'll take the positive tilt out of it. Typically we'll run even springs on the right side, or we might run a stiffer right front on a bank track. And early in the event there, the Orleans isn't really extremely low grip right out of the gate. And it does get pretty grippy throughout. But that first session, you might have to have your axles move to the left a little bit to get the tires in the track and get some grip. Start with a little less air pressure on the right side than you normally would. But you just got to keep an eye on the track and the stopwatch. As the track starts picking up speed and getting grip, you're going to get those axles back to your normal spot and probably have to start dropping the left side of the car. So it does get fairly grippy out there. It's a lot like... so you were banked American out at Prairie City. The track at the Orleans plays out a lot like the Brickyard does, just because there's so many cars and we run for 4 or 5 days that it gets really black and sticky. So unless we get rain or something like that, or really cold temperatures, typically it's pretty banked. And so we'll see how that goes. Kevin, when's Hudson moving up? As soon as he learns how to pass. We've been practicing with in junior Honda trim, and he does fine. He can run around the track as fast as the quick kids at our club in junior Honda, but I'm not going to move him up until he passes, and USAC's a little different than QMA, so we have 2 stages of novice, red plate and blue plate, and blue plate's also what they would run in junior Honda. So hopefully going out to Vegas, he'll do good, and we would run junior novice there and then maybe move up when we come back for indoors. But we might have to run rookies all through indoors, so we'll just see how it goes. He's so little and only 5 and has a hard time concentrating, but he definitely knows how to go fast. We just have to teach him the racing etiquette and stuff like that. So, but it's been fun. Most challenging thing I've ever done in racing, without a doubt. Another thing for you midget and sprint car guys, if you missed it this summer, we acquired a KT steering service. So that's a service we offer at CSI now. KT is still here along with Steve Fox. So if you have a KSE or Nichols Brothers steering box that needs rebuilt, or steering pump, we can do that. We can test your pumps and rebuild pumps and steering gears. We also added a steering section to our website where we're offering new KSE stuff. So yeah, look us up for that. We can definitely get you pointed in the right direction and give you the same service that you've come to rely on with the shock stuff, and go from there. Ed, you just missed my earlier comment. Outlaw carts don't have shocks, so we're not going to outlaw cart races. No, actually, outlaw carts are really cool. I raced at Red Bluff when I was a kid, and there's just no outlaw carts in Indiana. They've tried to get it going, and it's kind of like the chicken and the egg. The tracks really don't want to do it until there's cars, and people don't want to buy cars if there's no tracks, and it's really been a dud, which is a bummer. If we had a good indoor place, I think it would go over well here in the winter. Our indoor quarter midget thing over in Columbus, Ohio is huge, but a couple tracks that have tried to get it going, it just really hasn't taken off. There's never more than a handful of cars. So where quarter midget racing out here is huge. Where in California, quarter midgets aren't nearly as popular as outlaw carts. So yeah, our quarter midget club, typically gets 80 cars or so at a club race. So does anybody else have any questions? We're more than happy to answer them for you tonight. I apologize I did not have a set topic, but we will definitely have one next week, and we've got some other cool kind of how-tos and things we're working on, so we'll get those rolling. And don't forget, this week is Super Sale week, so Thursday to Sunday, save some money. Awesome, Dave. Thank you very much. Dave's kick-ass carbon fiber knee guards. We're going to get those up on the website. So for our steering customers, they can get those at csishocks.com soon before the super sale. So that's a real cool, nice accessory for steering gears. Kenny, what's my recommendation for a career after quarter midgets? Best avenue for driver to be noticed for potential? You're really not going to get noticed until you're on the bigger stage, which obviously that costs a fair bit of money to do that. So I think from quarter midgets, micros are the next logical step. Really good race cars teach a kid a lot about what suspension feels like on dirt tracks, and if that's the avenue you want to go, if dirt track racing is the avenue you want to go, I really recommend micros. They are on the expensive side, but all racing is. You're not going to get noticed or get an opportunity until you're winning some sprint car races or winning midget races. There is the rare example where you get a Jason McDougall who goes to the shootout and wins 3 drillers, and that catapulted his career. But he was obviously doing some midget racing and a little bit of sprint car racing before then, so that one race didn't just do it for him. He had a little bit of a catalog of work to show potential car owners before that, but you need to be able to win at those higher levels in order to get noticed. So, and you can do it, man. I mean, we talked about this the other day that it's not easy. I'd be lying to you if I told you it was easy, but it's also not impossible. And you can make the Jason McDougall reference, who moved here from Oklahoma with nothing and slept on KT's couch, worked at Stambro's shop, and just was hustling and begging for rides, and now is one of the premier drivers in USAC. You know, Chase Briscoe, who was a kid from here, had nothing, moved to North Carolina and swept floors in shops and hustled and begged and pleaded, and when he got his opportunities, he shined, and now he's in the Xfinity Series. They did not buy anything past him running local sprint car races in the family car. So there is opportunity still out there, but there's not a lot of them, and when you get the opportunity, you have to shine. So I just tell people the best recommendation I can give you is to uphold yourself in the best manner possible. From the quarter midget ranks on up, the kids need to be behaved, clean cut, doing all the right things. So if there ever is a potential car owner, there's not somebody that can have negative feedback on you. Really just try to be a good person, race hard, but be respectful and do all the right things and be a hard worker, and the opportunities can come. So. All right, not many other questions, it doesn't look like. Certainly appreciate you all tuning in. If I missed your question, comment, and I will certainly answer it, or DM you an answer. And if you ever need anything midweek, don't hesitate to call the shop or shoot me an email, and I will get that taken care of for you. We're here to answer all your questions as best we can. So hope you guys all have a fantastic week, and we look forward to catching up with you next week. Take care.